Alright, it's your boy Remy, and we back with another reaction story. This story is going to be about Chuck Bauer, a kid from Pemberton, New Jersey. This story is crazy. So we're just going to get right into it. Pemberton men indicted on a murder charge for a body found on frozen pond. 4 others were indicted on charges they helped move the body of the victim, 23-year-old Charles Bauer, to the pond in Brendan T. Barnes State Forest. Ryan J. Sweet, 20 years old, and Brandon Dixon, 26, both Pemberton Township, are charged with felony murder, robbery, and desecrating human remains in connection with the alleged January 25th killing. Dixon is also charged with arson, having allegedly burned items connected to the incident. Both men were committed to Burlington County Jail on bail amounts of $1.5 million and $750,000. Authorities say 2 men arranged to meet Bauer at Sweet's home and planned to steal his vehicle. The victim was asphyxiated, investigators said, and his body was taken to Union Pond in the State Forest White Bog section. The body was found the next day, face down and shirtless on top of the ice. Patrick Bush, 48, Paul Martell, 21, and Andrew Bafe, 20, all of Pemberton Township, are each charged with desecrating human remains. Judy Chambers, 45, another township resident, is charged with hindering prosecution. Bauer and all the accused are from the Pemberton Township's Browns Mills section. The case was investigated by Pemberton Township police and detectives with the New Jersey State Police Red Lion Barracks. During the trial, testimony indicated that Sweet, upset that Bauer was trying to get together with the mother of his baby, wanted him roughed up and robbed to send him a message. Sweet testified that Dixon told him things went wrong during the planned beatdown. He contended that he did not participate in the killing, nor was it his intention for Bauer to be murdered. The Burlington County Medical Examiner could not shed light on how Bauer was killed, testifying that he died from a lack of oxygen to the brain. Testimony from others suggested he may have been put in a chokehold. Sweet will have to serve at least 85% of the 17 years without a chance of parole. Under the No Early Release Act, he has 1,187 days of jail credit. He will also have to pay restitution and fine. What the newspaper and media outlets don't tell you is the truth behind what happened to Chuck Bauer. Ryan was a cool dude. He enjoyed riding bikes, drinking, partying, and his female, whoever that would be at the time. He loved his mom and often talked shit to his step-pop Pat once the drinks got into his system. He was not the type to back down from a fight, but he also was not the type to go out and start one either. Brandon Dixon, I didn't know him too well. Actually, no one really did. When I met him, he was fresh home from a long prison bed. Dude used to be running around the neighborhood. He mostly stayed to himself. He was dating a chick who was like one of the guys. I mean, she was really like one of the guys. She would drive us around the bus traps, let niggas drive her car, smoke hella weed, and could probably drink you under the table. Not to mention, she looked like Bill Cosby. The way Brandon came across was just like your typical jailbird. He was quick to get angry, super aggressive, even at things where there was no need to be aggressive. Like, he was the type to eat angry. He just seemed to always be ready to throw down. If you didn't know him and just saw him, you wouldn't think he was aggressive as he was. He wore glasses, was not too big, but kept his strength through the roof by working out everywhere. He was the type that you see like working out at the stoplight, doing pull-ups at the red light, at a park, anywhere. Now, on to the incident. Ryan had a girlfriend. They was a good couple to the outside people looking in, but little did we know that they was having little relationship issues. Chuck Bauer was a cool-ass little white boy, the get money type, fucking with bitches. And yup, you guessed it, Ryan's girl was attracted, but she wanted her cake and eat it too. She was creeping around with Chuck every so often. Ryan's girl would come up with elaborate stories to tell Ryan when she wanted to go meet up with Chuck. Eventually, Ryan found out. She was caught, but she didn't want to admit it to him. So what she did was the unthinkable. That's right, she told Ryan that Chuck raped her when she got caught fucking, and she was an unwilling participant. So at that moment, the plan was born. Ryan wanted revenge and to teach the kid a lesson. Brandon just wanted to hurt somebody. It didn't matter for what, but being as though it was for a rape of his boy's girl, that was more than the perfect reason. I was not there for these events that took place that night, but I was able to talk to 4 of the 6 charged. Ryan called Chuck for some weed, and when he arrived, he was ambushed, punched, kicked, and beat with a chain in the front yard of Ryan's house. Brandon was said to have put him in a chokehold after the beating, leaving him limp and seeming lifeless. Pat, Ryan's stepdad, was a bit slow, so they made him drive the truck with Ryan's body back to the Whitesburgs. Neff, which is Andrew Bates, we called him Neff, and Paul Martell helped move the body and clean up the area while they drove to dump the body. Everybody told on each other. Every single one of them, they all told on each other. Neff told the next day, and we ain't seen him since. They got caught like the very next day. People walking in Whitesburg found the body in the shallow water. They tried to sink the body, but Chuck was still alive when they threw him in the water, and the air from his lungs made sure he floated. Man, just thinking about this right now, man, this is a shame. This is a shame, man, what humans do to each other. The trial took about 3 to 4 years, and Brandon Dixon never said a word. He ain't say not one word. He never gave a statement. He never denied nothing. He never said anything. He denied every plea that they threw at him. While Ryan, before the trial, he copped out to 17 or 24 years, I'm not sure which one. And Brandon caught the L train of Trenton State Prison. And if you don't know what the L train is, Brandon caught life. You know what I'm saying? So, as you can see in the picture, Ryan's pointing out Brandon, saying that Brandon was the one who was the most aggressive, and he didn't want to kill the dude, but Brandon, being who he is, was the one to take it a little bit too far, and instead of teaching the dude a lesson, they end up killing him. So I think there's a lesson to be taught from this situation. First, you should never listen to the first thing you're told, because 9 times out of 10 it's a lie. Second, if you're going to commit a crime, you should never do it with any of your friends, anybody. You should do it by yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that's going to tell on yourself. You can't leave it up to anybody else to hold your fate in their hands, because if you do, most likely they're going to fail you every time. There's going to be nobody that's going to take a punishment to keep your secret. Thirdly, women out there, if you're going to be screwing around, please be accountable for your actions. Time and time again, you see these men going to jail over, lies that women tell because they don't want to be guilty of what they obviously are doing. Like I said, this story was close to home. I knew everybody involved in this story. Rest in peace, Judy, Ryan's mom. She's now deceased. Ryan's due to come home soon, I think 2024. Brandon, if you ever get to hear this, hold your head. You know what I'm saying? I know the last time I saw you was in Seg, Burlington County. But to the listeners, to the viewers out there, just want you to remember every moment's yours. And no one is responsible for the actions that you choose to take. Rest in peace, Chuck Bauer.